Wait, wrong one, wrong one. Trent, boy do I love lore too. You know, I couldn't have said it better myself. How's it going, buddy? You listen, I'd have to do calculus for that, man. I only beat 2 of them, so we're gonna get to that. Dude, what an insane weekend. That is some impossible math right there. Hold on, while we're getting everything, there's one thing I really wanted to get set up. So hold on, we want to add a browser, a new browser. Add that. Wow, that is not what I wanted. Well, we tried. Why did it not add that? Copy URL, ODS, subcounter. Okay. Dude, it was a great weekend though. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Literally got back exhausted, and now I have to do a multi-hour drive tomorrow, which I am not looking forward to, honestly. Okay, that's a Python script. I don't have time to install that. I was going to do a cheeky little thing, because I have 500 current subscribers on YouTube. 497 current subscribers on YouTube. So I was going to have a little counter in the upper left-hand corner for 500, but let me see if I can figure out like a quick way to do that. Because I have what it says. It says to log into YouTube. On the left, click under real time, copy the URL directly from my browser bar, which I did. Oh, it says to log into the YouTube with the pop-up. Oh no. Where is that? Okay, so. It says. Y'all are gonna see this little thing here for like 2 seconds. Hold on. Interact. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And then hold on, let me go ahead and turn that off, so that way you can't see the shenanigans I get to behind the screen. I'm hiding everything from you. Then I guess I can't hide everything from you. Okay, so there we go, and then we get. You can steal my identity if you want. It's not worth much. I'll tell you that right now. Oh gosh, that's important. I just doxed my phone number. Okay, let's move this over here. That's how we're gonna do that. There we go. Okay, so then we are going to bring this over here. I wanted a better one, okay, but this works for now. We're just gonna. I realize I'm just glad Trent's the only one here. I'm gonna have to edit that out in post. Okay, that works. We got there at the end. I only had to dox my own phone number. No calling me. So what I'm going to do here. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, hi everyone. How's it going? I just had the funnest, although not the greatest, weekend of my life. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Gage, how's it going? Dude, thanks for stopping by. It was great seeing you in Vegas. Great hanging out with you and Liz. Totally good. That you can't stay too long. That is 100% fine. We're just going to mostly be doing story time anyway. I have the same thing I did last time for Memphis. If you were here earlier when I initially showed my screen, you probably saw it initially. So I have with us a very, 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 very fun little slideshow that we're gonna go over. Let me make sure that's all set up. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we have this little slideshow right here, and now I'm realizing that I put all of the stuff on the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control C, I'm going to duplicate this tab, and we're going to call this Flesh and Blood OG3. We go into sources, and we're just going to move my face over here. There we go. We're going to move the chat. Yeah, you're gonna see all of the shenanigans. I would have loved to have been able to do this all before, but I had some stuff I needed to do, work, and then other things. So I was not able to fully. Oh God, I don't even know what that item is. That's just gonna go that way. Oh wait, I know what that is. That's the browser capture too. Then we gotta, come on. Look at this. Look at this. We are doing this live, y'all. We are doing this live. Stuff I should have definitely done beforehand. It matters not. Okay, so now we grab this browser capture, wrong browser capture source. Wait, why did that not come with us? Hold on. We left something behind. Where did it go? Oh gosh, what, and also where is the actual, oh wait, there's the actual browser page. What did I do? Okay, new idea. And if I try this now, is this going to just log us in with the shenanigans that we just faced? No, it's not, so it's gonna work A-okay. All right, we are like 90% done, y'all. We are 90% done with this. The setup is almost complete, I promise. Fantastic. We're gonna put that up there in the upper right-hand corner, and we are going to go ahead and start. Thank you all very much for sticking with me while we got that set up. This is all, like I said, stuff I should have done beforehand, but now we got it all done now. How are we doing? This has been a very interesting week. I hope you all have had a great 3 days, as I've probably seen most of you at this point. Let me do one more thing, because I'm realizing that, like I said, I had no free time before I sat down. So let me just quickly post on Bluesky that I have gone live, and we will go ahead and get started. This is, I promise you, this is the last thing I am doing before we start story time. How do I go to my freaking there? Go to my profile. Go live, and we're just gonna say, hey, we're going live for an hour and a half. We'll go live. Hey, Rose, it's going great. I saw you. Hold on. I promise I saw your post. Live at that's not how you spell that. FabTCG, talking about Pro Tour Vegas. Rough start. Okay, so how are you all doing? Because I am doing fantastic. I have just flown back in on Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, my time. I am mentally exhausted because then I went right back into work. Worked 2 days. I have a 10-hour car ride tomorrow. I'm living my best life right now, not going to lie. I am super tired, and I am not looking forward to the long drive tomorrow. In fact, it's really funny because I unpacked, packed, and now all of my stuff is ready to once again go on a really long car ride. So at least I flew to Vegas. Yes, we are all languishing in the Maelstrom. If you have seen the new page by page, you are aware of my strife. If you saw the title for this stream. Okay, music is a bit high. Thank you, Otto. We're gonna put that all the way down. Let's bring that down here. I noticed that as well. My apologies. Okay, thank you very much for the quick call out on that. I have fixed it. All right. So if you have seen the image for this stream or the name of the stream, you are aware of where my current mindset is at. Unfortunately, we know it is inevitable. Hey, Mitch, glad you made it back home. I hope Poland was fun. I also just got back home. So where are we at right now? We are currently having the time of my life. We have just gotten back from Vegas. Vegas was a grand old time. We're literally just about to talk about that tonight, right here, right now. You can see where I made a little mistake over here on the right-hand side, where clearly I have very bad PowerPoint presentation skills. But that's okay, because you are here for the story, not for the PowerPoint presentation skills. So let's go ahead and start. Oh, to Poland from Japan. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, wait, aren't you here? Yeah. That's awesome, Mitch. I hope Japan was hella fun. You'll have to tell me all about it. I can't wait to go myself someday. Maybe I'll go next Pro Tour they have in Japan. Who knows? Because I had a great time at the Pro Tour. This was my first Pro Tour ever. Before this, I had only done one calling. I wonder how that went. And only a few here or there events. So it was really fun to go and see a lot of people that I've only met, not even met, but only talked to online. Specifically, Pockets was there. A few people were there. Hold on, I have a list of, well, not a direct list, but essentially the maximum amount of people who were there. Ultra was there. Pockets was there. Gage was there. Opus Arts, obviously. All bunch of content creators were there as well. Mara, great seeing you again. I got to meet Scott Howling Mines, which was awesome. I know. I want to have a deck for, you want it for Worlds. I just want it for the 100th calling. I just want it for Atlanta. That's all I want. I don't want Mario to go so soon. It's so sad. I don't want to play Slippy. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to play Slippy. Okay, so got to meet and hang out with a bunch of people. Really had a great time. So let's go ahead and break down what happened. So the Pro Tour started, I flew in Thursday, the day of the actual keynote, which was super, super, super fun to be there, to see a keynote in person live. Was awesome. Flew into Vegas. Like I said, got to meet a bunch of people who I'd never met before. Was a really fun time. I got to watch both two major things happen. I got to see the official full trailer, for which I did my own breakdown in page by page. If you have not seen that, on my YouTube channel. I got to see the full trailer for the Usurp the Shadow Thrones and walk around and speak to a bunch of people who I've never met before. Definitely the coolest part of the keynote, by a long shot, I think, was definitely that they opened it up with just all of the other trailers, and a guy to my left goes, "Oh, is this the new one?" And literally within like a millisecond of them starting it, I knew exactly which trailer we were on, and that we were about to watch all three trailers leading up to the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I'm right. Yeah. All three trailers leading up to the new and fourth one, which was really cool. Watching them all in succession like that. I was sitting on the floor because I was talking to a bunch of my locals and a bunch of people who had not hung out with before. Specifically, I think at that time it was also Gage and Pockets. And I did not get seating. Initially, I wanted to get into the front seat, into the front aisle, to watch the full the full keynote speech. But I just did not have enough time. You can see that I wore my Team Dayton shirt. Team Dayton represent. I did not wear it to the event hall, but I did wear it for the plane ride. It is a very comfortable shirt. Oh, Rose, see, that's the thing. I was screaming my damn head off that entire keynote speech. It was awesome. So obviously the fourth trailer opened up. We see Chain get got, which a lot of people, oh my gosh, if I could tell you how many like shocked expressions there were, which like at that point, hey Biz, how's it going? It was super cool to watch all the trailers back to back after watching them through your streams. I felt super prepared, made it a lot more fun. It was. I mean, I've always been up to date. Well, I don't want to say that because I actually really have not. And I think there's like one or two lore stories I honestly have not read, which, to be honest, is my biggest shame. But what happened? So we got to watch all of them back to back. Then we saw Chain got killed, and that was really just the amount of like the reaction in the room of Chain's death. You could just tell that there were people who were ready for Chain to come back, and then it was just like, nope, stab. So Chain dies right off the bat. And it was awesome to watch happen in a lot of ways. It was super cool. Really well done. Really good. You know, obviously he had all the death flags. A lot of people were expecting him to die. 1 second. I'm not surprised he died, if I'm going to be honest. I think one of the main reasons why he did die there was just that his ability, the Soul Shackle, is just too strong of an effect. So it kind of makes sense that they kind of killed him off way too early. The other thing that was really cool was the amount of rune arcane language stuff that we got. I haven't even finished translating all of it, to be quite honest. Inside of the trailer for Usurp the Shadow Throne. Yeah. Wally did call that he was gonna die weeks ago. That is true. People have been saying. I'm not saying like I'm not surprised that he died. There was hope that he wasn't going to, because I think Chain's a really cool character. Also, he's definitely coming back, but he's going to come back as like a light rune blade, literally like Chain bound by Soul or something. Like Soul is going to resurrect him, and he's going to be a light rune blade, and that's how we. But also, then none of his, obviously, none of his signatures will work. But that's how they will unbreak soul shackles, because you'll still banish from deck to banish, but then he'll also be using soul, so it will literally just be like you are reverse huntsmaning yourself the entire game, which is funny, exactly like Balgor does when you pitch, I think. Yeah. So what was really cool was as soon as it was done, and I noticed that these posters all around had changed. They weren't up, and then they put all these posters up immediately after the keynote. And I had an idea that, like, okay, well, let me go check something out. So I had a friend of mine come over who had been in US Nats and had the Gate to Irathiel playmat. I asked him to bring it out and put it on top of it. And I have a photo of that, of him putting the Gate to Irathiel on top of the Gate to Irathiel banner art. And I was like, wait a minute, they just Avengers Infinity War'd us, because Chain was not in the original art, which was insane to think. There's one more thing. Hold on. Gotta get this new, by the way, I got so much cool stuff from the, from this. So they handed out these as well at the event hall, which is super cool. So this is the seasonal guide to Usurp the Shadow Throne. So I think this is the 4th edition, and this is the first one I ever got because it was my first Pro Tour. But as I was scamming through it, I saw this page, and I'll make sure I post a better photo of this. I think there is one in my Discord. But if you check out this page, you'll see that there are open the gates, and I got mad. I got really mad. Oh, Rose, you should have messaged me. I would have got one for you and sent it to you. I'm sorry. They were just everywhere. Maybe I can find someone who has an extra. So, can anyone? I mean, if you were there, don't say it for the people in the back. But this upset me. Can anyone tell me why? And I'll say it in like 30 seconds. But essentially, there are 6 gates here. The Gloom Blades, they're not really the representation of the gates. They're just like representations of the individual zones in Irathiel. And now we know a little bit more information, such as that there are, I believe that they said there were 7 Aesir, each one controlling a different zone in Irathiel. And I can't remember exactly where that is. I think that's also in here. I'm definitely going to read through this entire thing. I have not had time to like consume any of the lore. Literally last night I was posting my Discord. I was just like, I'm editing. Finally getting to this, because it was like the first time I actually got to yeah, they are super cool. When I finally had time to actually rewatch, I don't think I rewatched the trailer. I watched it once in person and then hadn't watched it again until last night. And then I wrote the entire page by page, edited it, and then published it all last night in like the span of like 2.5 hours. It was kind of cracked and crazy. What else? Oh yeah. So the reason I was upset about that is because there's actually 9 gateways in the lore, and once again, I'm pretty sure this was errata because I have not been able to find it since. And there's only 6 here. There were the 8 gateways that were initially opened during the 3rd age, and then the 9th, the Vaitate gateway, which we all know is the one that Viserai goes through. Viserai opens through the ability of Whisper, which was super cool to see that these gateways are becoming, at least seemingly are becoming, more and more relevant. I think the Mastery Pack Warrior stuff, especially the Sage Legal Heroes that they have, are amazing. I can't wait to play the Minotaur hero who can equip 2 swords. I wish it just said 2 two-handed weapons, but I understand you don't want to allow someone to have 2 Decimator Great Axes. Just imagine swinging 2 Decimator Great Axes every time. Someone was saying, hey, maybe that they can now play a shield, you know, because you can equip 1 two-handed weapon. Oh gosh, what was that? Okay, that's fine. That's close enough. We'll just go F11. Okay. So because you can just have, hey, Andrew, how's it going? Glad you could be here. Because 2 Decimator Great Axes, as cool as that would be kind of a mistake. What else? Okay. Oh, whoever just subbed, you put me 2 away from 500. 2 away from 500. I appreciate that. Okay. I unfortunately have no way to tell who it is because that plugin never works for YouTube specifically. Yeah, so this was really cool. I ended up going around to all of the LSS employees and asking them where the other 3 gates are. I even asked James White, and he said, what was I talking about? And looked at me like I was crazy, which, to be fair, I am. Ended up talking to Liv, who is awesome. Jubilee and Dawnblade. Yes, Trent. Now you're onto it. Now you're onto it. Jubilee. Well, the issue is it's Sage and Jubilee's a Majestic, right? That's the spell sword, right? Hold on. We gotta go. Oh gosh, where is it? February. Yeah, Yeah, it's a spell. That is the right choice, but unfortunately, Jubilee is a Majestic and not a rare, so you can only do it in UPF. What else? What else? I thought that the K-pop Malice cards are really, really cool and really, really funny. I love it. No, but I swear I was talking to someone about that in Vegas, Trent. Literally, just that conversation verbatim. Oh yeah, there was one thing that that upset me a little bit, and it's the way that they're doing the hero Marvels for this set, specifically the Levia one, because you can get. It looks like they didn't say this outright, but it looks like the Levia card can only be gotten in Paris. The mouse card can be getting through the gem packs. That'd be funny. That would be great. Andrew, I would support that. That card sees no love and it needs more love. What was the card I was just saying? The Gempax Malice, and then the set has Viscerai. Now, I guess I don't hate it, but I'm not the world's biggest fan of what they're doing with some of the Majestics and some of the full arts. I get that it's to increase the prices of the game, and we are still getting the game pieces. So I don't hate it because it does allow collectors and people to go to these events more. I'm just sad that I'm probably not going to get my hands on a Marvel Levia because that card looks beautiful. So yeah, so that was Thursday. Landed, got in, did not change in where to pull Marvels. I'm not sure why they aren't talking about it verbatim, or I'm sure that something will come out eventually about it. Like things like the Malice art card where Malice is K-pop. I love stuff like that. That's genius. Putting those in those type of events. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, that is cool. That would be cool, so Rose. If there's more than one Marvel Levia, that is possible. Maybe we get like the OG Marvel Levia, but then they never did the Reinar Marvel for the OG Reinar, which makes me sad. So where was I? We got dinner down at the sports book, which is literally just hot dogs, burgers, and stuff like that. And it was good. It was good. I got to hang out with a lot of people, talk with a lot of people, eventually go crash because I was exhausted. Because I think I went to bed around like 10 p.m. their time, which is like 1 West Coast time, which is like 1 a.m. my time. Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, that's awesome, Rose. I'll trade you the book. No, I'm kidding. I actually do want to keep this because there's a lot of lore things. I will probably, if anyone wants, and they're in my Discord, I will try to take screenshots of these and put them in. So what are other things? So that was Thursday. Grand old time. Got to see Usurp the Shadow Throne. Super stoked. What about Friday? Okay, Friday was the actual Pro Tour. How did that go for me? Not good at all. I'm not going to lie. The Pro Tour was relatively rough. My first game, so I get up there, I'm right in early, immediately wake up, have this massive headache. No idea what's going on. In my opinion, I think it's just because I'm not used to the really dry climate in Vegas. I did not sleep. Andrew, if you're not in my Discord, do ! Discord in either YouTube or Twitch chat, and it will give you an invite link to jump into my Discord. I will take some photos of the book, or maybe I'll use my scanner to upload them. So where was I? So I woke up with this mind-altering headache, and I didn't get any Tylenol, which is funny because I think the same thing happened in Memphis. So I need to be prepping for this in the future. I did not get any Tylenol, Advil, or any type of like Excedrin until like, hey, Burst, how's it going? Yeah, we're gonna talk about Mario dying. Don't worry. It's just gonna take us a while. So I'm not going to put any blame on that because when I had that same headache in Memphis, I top 8'd the calling. And when I had that headache in Vegas, I got high rolled to the highest extent. So for my first game, I'm going to say only some names. I didn't know a lot of the people I played with, so I don't want to like just say people's names wrong. I will mention a few standouts. But nothing else besides that. So my first game was against a Dio. And they were a pretty well-known Dio player, I believe. Yeah, hey, you're going to win Kansas City, Rose. So Dio sits down against me and I win the die roll. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go first. This is gonna be great. So I go first. I'm like, okay, swing dagger. I hit them for 5. I mark them. I flick my other dagger. I have Arsenal card. I'm ready. I go pass the turn, and they go Teklo Core off the top of their deck. I'm like, okay, Teklo Core is not that bad by itself. Yeah, it means that they can now usually use all 4 cards on offense, but it's 2 turns of that. I can just play a little more defensive. That's fine. I don't need to be super afraid of just instant death in any capacity. So what I do is I pass back to them and they go, okay, second Teklo Core from hand at the end of their turn. And they send like 12 damage and I take some of it. I'm sitting there, I go, oh, I was gonna block your last attack a little bit. I was keeping some cards for that. I know, Burst. I'm gonna be there, dude. I'm so excited. We're gonna talk about that as well. And I'm not too worried about Atlanta. I honestly, if Mario does LL and I haven't decided on a hero, I might just do side events the entire weekend. I don't have to travel, so it doesn't cost me extra. So I can just pay for the side events, get my sync belows, and be very happy about that. So by the time turn 5 rolled around in that Dio matchup, I had been hit with 2 max velocities, the same max velocity twice, mind you, 3 boom grenades, 2 of which I believe were red, and they had a cerebellum processor out on the field. I got destroyed, and it wasn't even... I'm going to be playing mouse, don't worry. I was destroyed, and it wasn't even close. It was such... it was high roll, that's what it was. Oh yeah, true. Well, 3 hours isn't too bad. I mean, you do have to find a place to stay. I only have to travel 30 minutes to go to the calling, which is phenomenal. Then I played against Kenji on Sidra. Kenji was from Japan, super nice gentleman. Very close game. I don't think I did anything majorly wrong in the game. I think I played it about as well as I could have hoped to, if I'm going to be honest. I think my major issue was just I didn't have the damage output that I needed. Oh, I remember what it was. I got Kenji down to 1, but by doing so, I had to also go down really, really low. I think I went down to 3, and then he blew up. He then used the Art of the Dragon, not Art of Dragon. Is it Art of Dragon? The one that, if it's Draconic, does something. But he sent the one that destroys my equipment. And at that point, I was already in like a 2-turn flick range countdown. Flick. No, it wouldn't have been that much. Yeah, so I think my biggest mistake there was just taking that damage, even though I had already blocked one, and letting him destroy my flick knives. And honestly, I'm pretty sure I did block with my flick knives on that chain link to save 1 damage. But if I didn't, that's even a bigger mistake by my part. But either way, I made a mistake. I got punished for that mistake, and I died. So now I'm starting 0-2, which isn't great. I would like to have been starting 2-0. Much like Memphis, but you know, you can't win them all. I'm making simple mistakes. I finally get my some Tylenol from someone, I forget who, but whoever it was. Thank you very much for, I think it was Gage actually. I think it was Gage now that I'm thinking about it. So I do very much appreciate the medicine then for the help of my headache. And I go into round 3 and I sit down and it's a Jarl. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I can do this. I'm really good into Jarl. And I did. It was a fun game. They were on, Titan's Fist and Bastion of Isenloft. Stalagmite. They were on Stalagmite. If they were trying to do their things, I was doing my things. They did hit me once for a Oakenold, but at that point I looked at my hand and I said, any combination of these 4 cards lets me hit them huge, and my arsenal is great. So I think I just said, okay, I think they were under frailty and came from the arsenal. It got +2, -1, so it came in for 8. Oh, that'd be sad if that's what it is. I'm just gonna see if they have sinks on side events, and if they don't, that's sad. So I just win. Jarl's a fun matchup. I like fighting Jarls. It's good. Then we get into my favorite matchup, which is the mirror matchup. I won the die roll, and I've come to the realization now that every time that I've played the mirror and I go first, I lose, even though the numbers should say that I always want to go first. Because, you know, there's not always a chance that you draw all your damage prevention. They will usually get the mark off. They will usually flip first. So I'm thinking I'm changing my mentality for that from now on, because I think, once again, it's a mirror. It literally goes down to literally like 2 health. I was ahead by 2 health. They were ahead by 2 health. At the end, it was 6-4, and then the kill turn happens. And the kill turn on Mario, if you don't know, is like 10 damage up of whatever your health is. And usually your health only has to be like, you can kill from 18, essentially, if you get lucky. And then if you get unlucky, 14. So once you're down in those low levels, it's all about just having the D-reacts. And I did not draw the D-reacts, unfortunately. I did not draw the best blocks. The one thing I was seeing a lot this Pro Tour was I was seeing a lot of my codexes really early, which, yeah, I think so as well. I was seeing a lot of my I'm just thinking first to mark them and get the transformation and then get the assured transformation. But yeah, tempo matches is always better to do second. Which I don't know why I thought it. I don't remember what I was reading that said go first, but now I've learned my lesson. And my lesson just cost me a Pro Tour. So it is what it is. Finally, third one, Vincent won the die roll, went first, went face, did not stop going face, kept going face, and killed them. Not much to say about that one. Just I brought in my more defensive deck matchup and decided I don't want to go defensive. I want to go offensive, and offensive worked because that's just the way that the deck played. I think the life total was a total of, do I have that over here? Somewhere. Also, I got myself one of these Assassin Codexes from using Agroblaze's keywords, so please go check that out. Yeah, like it wasn't close. Like I was like up 10 health. And just there was nothing they could really do about it. This one was the most fair Vincent matchup I had all weekend, and I will have more Vincent matchups. So then we went into the draft section, and I knew that was going to be rough, and I was going in 3 losses. So I did not see myself coming out of the draft up or live for day 2, unfortunately. So instead, I focused on just saying, hey, I was going to do 1 draft game, see how I like it, experience a Pro Tour draft. Never did that before. I'm going to play it out. Not all 3 games, obviously. Once I lose 1, I'm out. Pack 1 Pick 1 was a foil stamped Astral Strike. So if anyone wants a foil stamped Astral Strike, they're playing a hero that uses Astral Strike, and once there's foil in stamped, let me know. I have one. And it was a fine enough card where I'm like, okay, that's good. That's a bomb. It's a 7 damage, or 5 go again, draw a card with Aurora. Ended up drafting Ziggy because I saw a Cosmic Space Dust blue and yellow within the first cycle. I thought I was in the right seat. I was not. There were 4 other Ziggies in my pod. There was only 1 Ocilio. It was rough. I was misreading packs left and right, and I am not proud of my how I ended up in the Pro Tour. But I was there for fun. I was there to try out the first Pro Tour ever. They put, if on the right, you can see that they put this awesome display up where you have the new Viscerai and Prism Armory decks, Sage decks, the Malice Armory deck, the new box, which has the same key art as this, which if you saw my new video, you already know what that says and why it says that. And then the Mastery Pack Warrior. I thought I was better too, but I guess I'm not, my friend. I guess that we all have our days. Hey, I at least made it to a Pro Tour. I'm good enough for that. So yes, at the end of the day, Vegas did have hands. Vegas did have hands, and I did not win my my day 2 Pro Tour. But it was fun to go there. I do not regret it. And if I ever have a PTI and have the option to go back, I would go back to another Vegas Pro Tour. It was awesome. Maybe in 2 years, now that we're getting 3 Pro Tours a year, which is also fantastic. So what do I have to say about my Pro Tour run? Really, not really sad with how it ended because I had a great time doing it. I was super excited to be there. True. I was just super happy to be there. Obviously, next Pro Tour, focus on draft. Obviously, I'll have whatever deck I'm playing at that time, which will not be Mario, and we'll talk about that very, very soon. Might be another assassin, might be a necromancer now that we're getting a non-pirate necromancer. I have nothing against pirates. I just don't know why I don't like fab pirates. I don't know why. Can't really put my thumb on it either. It's weird. All right, so so Friday night I went to the Italian restaurant, which was really, really good. Obviously, it's Vegas. Everything is super pricey in Vegas. I swear, I lost more money on food than I did on travel or hotel stays. It was insane how pricey Vegas is. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not jumping ship. Okay, maybe I'm jumping ship a little bit, but it's only because I don't like Slippy. Azuri's not good, and Huntsman's fatigue, and I don't really, or a slower deck, and I don't really know how to play slower decks. So really good dinner, hung out with some friends. Did I start gambling Friday or did I start gambling Saturday? I think, Friday I went down, me and my wife went down to Fremont Street. That's what it was. Just to experience like old Vegas, the old strip, see what that was like. And let me just tell you, it was a lot. Oh my gosh. And I do not do great in like super crowded areas. Like if I'm in like an area like an event hall, that's fine. But if I'm like an area where people like that, oh my gosh, it's stressful. It is very stressful. It's a very stressful environment. But ironically, I'd go back the next day. So we're gonna go to that. Saturday. Well, would you look at this? Okay, here we go. If you were not at the thing, if you were not at the calling, and you were not there, you're not going to believe what I'm about to say. But I sit down for my calling opponent, round 1, and it's an Ocilio. So I'm thinking, okay, a lot of the really good decks right now are obviously on Spellcilio, because that's like what a lot of the Gone and Flash Ocilio, because that's why I know made it to day 2. So I'm going to assume that this Ocilio, they also only show me 1 token, which I initially see as a ponder, so I don't see like a yeah, I know, it's insane. Also, we'll get to it. I sit down across my first Ocilio opponent, And I see only the Ponder. I don't see a Embodiment of Lightning, and it's in a sleeve, so I know they're not going to be like taking out, flipping it, taking out, and flipping it, because they're going to be creating both. So I go, okay, this is a Spell Cilio. Go into Spell Cilio configuration and just steamroll. It wasn't really a steamroll. It was close. It was close. Let me find out exactly. Yeah, because the thing about Mario games, I mean, the thing about all Flesh and Blood games is that they all usually end relatively close. What does this say I had to win? Hold on. Yeah, I did. So this one was like within 5 life difference. I called it right. I popped my hat when they did their Aether Spindle turn, preventing like 6 damage, and just like killed them as fast as I could before they could kill me. I think the real question on does Mario beat an Ocilio, it's does that Ocilio have the ability to break their boots? Because the boots equal like 10 damage. So if you can just get them before they break their boots, you are doing great. If you can't, well, you did your best and you tried. So I go, quick game, love quick games. So I get up from my calling chair, I walk around, I, say hi to Gage, who's running a booth today for some reason, which was it yesterday he ran the booth? I think it was today that he started running the booth. It might have been Friday. I think he did start Friday. So I ended up, no, it was Friday because, hold on. So then I ate Thursday. When did I go out to dinner with Gage? That's Saturday, and then, yeah, because I was there for an extra day, so I'm trying to figure everything else out. I think it was Saturday. So I sit down to my second opponent, and they flip over Ocilio, and I go, oh, just my luck. Okay, well, last one was a whatchamacallit, a Spell Cilio, and I see 2 tokens. I can see the Ponder, and I can see 1 unsleeved token. Oh, we did go Friday. Okay, so we did. Sorry, Biz. I must have done the pasta place on Saturday. Thank you very much, Biz. Yeah, we went out to this amazing Japanese restaurant, tonkatsu restaurant. It was phenomenal. It's super delicious and great, even better company. So I sit down and I misjudged them as I gone and flash Ocilio because they're showing 1 unsleeved card. Little did I know that unsleeved card was actually their Volzar. Which is very smart to do because it was Aurora on one side and then Volzar on the other. So I'm sitting down. I guessed wrong, so I don't bring in my hat, but it didn't matter. This one was insane. This one I should not have won because I did not bring the right hat. My hat got negative value, actually, but I still won with 9 life to their 6, and I got over them by quite a little bit. I was super happy. So that's two Ocilio wins in a row. I'm feeling high. I can take on anyone in the world. And I sit down across my round 3 opponent. Ah, yes. Pasta and food court was both on Thursday. That's what it was. Thanks, babe. Yeah, pasta and food court was both on Thursday. We did eat way too much. So I sit down across my round 3 opponent, and let me just tell you, when they flipped over Ocilio, you could start seeing my face start to drop a little bit. I was by the way, this would be my 4th Ocilio because I did play 1 Ocilio in my draft, I believe. No, it was my 3rd. It was my 3rd. So, I'm sitting there and I'm putting my head in my hand. I'm like, you can't be serious. 3 Ocilios in a row. Okay, at least I'm 2 up, right? Here comes the gambler's fallacy. That means I'm going to win this one. I do not win that one. They kill me with exact lethal. It was so close to my game. I present the card. I had already broken my hat, and they had already blocked with like 3 Aether Flares. I thought they were out. They had 1 more red one that they just had in their hand, and if it wasn't for that and the fact that they had 2, 1 snapback and then the one that if you deal damage to me, this counts as an instant of those cards, and so that killed me, which was very, very sad. It was a longer game too. It was a much longer Ocilio game than the ones I'm used to, because usually I expect Ocilio games to be very, very, very fast. I think this one went to like 10 minutes left in time. Then we ran into our 4th Ocilio. Oh my gosh. Let me just tell you, playing 1 Ocilio is great. Playing 2 Ocilios is fine. Playing 3 Ocilios sucks. But playing 4 Ocilios in a row, one right after the other, right after the other. Oh my gosh. I did not want to do it. I think I might have been so rude to my opponent just because they were my fourth Acilio. And if you've played against me or you know me, I'm usually a very nice guy, I like to think. But like I was just like, my hand was in my head, my glasses were off. I saw them. I didn't even change. I didn't even try and guess if they were Spellcilio or not. Yeah, Groundhog. They were all Spellcilios too, Lefty. So I literally sit down in front of them, hand down, head down, and just start shuffling my deck, put it in front of them. Don't even sideboard, don't even pretend. And I just can't believe it. 4 whole Acilios. What's going on? So I'm looking at them. Trent was there. He was having, when he learned that I played against a 4th Acilio, when everyone learned that I was playing against a 4th Acilio, no one believed me. But it's on the matchup. You can find me and my opponents. They were all Acilios, and they were all Spell Acilios. So this one was close-ish, not nearly as close as the other ones. But like, I mean, no, this one was actually close. I got them down to 2 health. I was down to 3, and I still had my AB 1, and then they just, I think they just sent like a big, tall arcane damage spell instead of like one of those smaller ones that just deals small snippets of arcane damage. So I ended up losing that, which puts me X2, which means I am now need to win out to make contention for day 2 of the calling. So what do? I step up. It was a quicker game. It wasn't nearly as long. I step up. I take a small walk. I do not eat anything, which is a mistake, mind you. That is the one thing. LSS, if you ever watch this, I want you to add a lunch break. Please add a lunch break. Add like a half an hour generic time slot. I understand it extends the time, but and I know it's up to me to bring snacks and food and stuff like that, but when you're at a convention hall, you're not coming from home, you're not bringing lunch, it's rough to actually go and find some time. And especially at that convention hall, yes, there was the one like food cart all the way down, but like my games around lunchtime were too long. So I look at my pairings for round 5, and I see something that makes me breathe the biggest sigh of relief ever. Not another Acilio, but a Vincent. I'm not the best into the Vincent matchup. It's a little rough. I don't really know when you're supposed to block and when you're supposed to kill. But I had beaten a Vincent the other day. So I was ready for a new Vincent game. I was emotionally there. I was mostly excited just because of the fact that I did not have to fight another Acilio. So I said, okay, let's go. I'm going to do this. So I signed my deck out. I went against them. Guy had to do a few things. So first things first. Oh, by the way, the second Acilio that I played against? No, never mind. I don't think I played against Kenji until day 3. Yeah, I didn't. I'm looking at my notes. So ignore what I just said. So I sit down and I talk to the Vincent player. He needs to schedule his flight during it because he works for an airline and needs to schedule it through their app. So we get a 10-minute time extension. Ladies and gentlemen, by the end of this game, I had an over 20-minute time extension. There were, I think, 3 more judged calls after that. It was the most time that I've ever had added onto any game. Calling, battle hardened, what call you? Just the most amount of time I've ever seen added to a tier, I guess it's tier 3 level of game at all. One of them was because of Miss Vincent trigger. One of them was because of a damage trigger that he forgot to take. I also forgot to mark it down. One of them was just because the board state got a little messy. Just a really strange, slightly messy game. I ended up winning it. There was definitely the opportunity for my opponent to take me out, essentially, in that game. And he definitely should have been able to. But I think just because of all of the judge calls, everything else that was going on, and also he told me himself that he wasn't going to make it to day 2, play day 2 if he could make it to day 2. I just don't think he was fully in the head state that that he needed to be in for the game to actually, for him to actually win it out. So I ended up winning it, and that was super cool because that secures my spot a little bit more. No time left in the round because we were already over. We did not actually use any of there was only like 10 minutes left, so now I'm just getting really hungry, and I was like, go eat something. Like, but the game's about to begin. So I sit down from Nick. Nick is awesome. I met Nick at, I swear he's one of those guys that I swear I've met before. Can't remember where I met him before, but I swear on my life that I met this guy at least once, and I don't know where, and it's very frustrating to me. It was the weirdest sense of deja vu because he swears he had never met me before, which was hilarious. So I sit down across from my opponent, shake hands, we play, and it's another Vincent. I'm starting to see a theme. I'm starting to think that Jem just really likes me playing against the exact same heroes, one after another. Y'all, it was a great game. Nick was amazing. So much fun to play with. If I ever see him at another event, excited to see him again. Once again, a game that really came down to just a few small mistakes. Vincent is a very, very hard hero to play, a very hard hero to master. And the smallest mistakes can kill you in that deck list. That's just true. I think took too much blood debt on certain turns. If he was better at cycling the blood debt out of his banish zone, he could have totally had me there. It did go long, unlike the Pro Tour Vincent game that I played, but it did not go super long. So I'm feeling hype. I'm excited, and I'm ready for a third Vincent. Let me tell you, at the end of this, I was talking with like Mara, I was talking with Trent, I was talking with Fabton. I was telling them, listen, I just did 4 Cilios a row, I just did 2 Vincents in a row. Let's take odds. This is Vegas. What do you think I'm about to fight a third Vincent is? I do get something to eat at this point, and I don't remember what it was. I think I literally like ran out, got like a small apple or something, and ran back. Maybe I didn't. I think I just got water. So I sit down against my my 4, 5, 6, my turn 7 against Jason on Jarl from England. He was with Team Sigil. And we had a good talk. Really cool guy. Really fun game. Really wanted to focus on the game, which is not what I want to do. I want to be talking about the game the entire time, which I'm a distraction. I know that part of my game plan is to distract my opponent. So there I am talking with him. He's just ready. We start playing, and he puts down Sledge. And now the thing about Sledge is, as Mario, I know that they are going to want to keep 2 cards in hand, or if they have Tunic, 1 card in hand, and that I'm only going to realistically be blocking 3 with either dead card in my hand, a D-React in my hand, or what have you. So we're on a clock. So I start going. I get the perfect shred turn. He blocks a Calicera for what I think is a weird block. He blocks a 4 with 6. I double shred it, and then I keep going. I keep going. I was at the game. There was a game where I kept a actual blue shred in my arsenal just so that I could shred just so I could shred whatever attack. I mean, it happened to be a Leave No Witnesses, and it was the best ever. Like, it was the perfect retort to whatever my opponent had. By keeping the worst card. No, that would have been the next day, I think. Maybe I did that in the double tickets event. Yeah, surprise, I did not play the Sage event because I just wasn't feeling it, quite honestly. So I play against Jarl. I win. It is relatively close. I was at 3. They were at one point at 1, but then they gained health. They go down. Yeah, they were at 2 twice. So they went down to 2. They went up to 4. They went back down to 2. It's Jarl. They heal a lot. That's okay. We're used to that. We've got the toolkit to deal with it. I'm flicking Kiss of Death here. I don't hate Sage. I actually really like Sage. I'll just explain why. I'm flicking a Kiss of Death here. I'm flicking a Hunter's Glaive here. I'm flicking Callistra here. I'm re-equipping everything. Eventually whittle them down. They empty their hand, and I just go for the kill with, I think, literally a pain in the backside. Get the kill, not by much, but definitely by enough. Then we get our final. Now, this is my winning in, ladies and gentlemen. This is my winning in. It is against an Aurora, a new Aurora. This is the first Aurora game I've ever played in this deck. And, I was talking to some people afterwards. I'm like, is this just what she does, or is this just a high roll? So my opponent, I think, saw 3 reds, 3 yellows of the quick succession strikes, the one that gives go again to the first attack in +1 to every attack with, or the next X attacks with go again. So 3 reds, 3 yellows, all of which got at least 1 value from the go again and 2 value from the damage. Hit me with a Tempestuous Kiss, and just the life totals at the end of that game were 8-1. So what happened is he got me down to 5 because he had a Tempestuous Kiss on the penultimate turn, and then followed up with 2 more attacks. And with that kiss, I was like, well, I can block all of your kiss, and there's no way you have something following the Tempestuous Kiss, right? So I block out the Tempestuous Kiss, no hand, and he goes Ravenous Ravel into 0 for 3 on damage, 0 for 4. So I'm sitting there at 1 life. I'm like, okay, we'll tick up Tunic to 2, and he goes Shock. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the heck just happened? I think it was, here's my life total. 40, 39, 36, 30, 29, 27, 22, 20, 16, 12, 11, 10, 5, 1. It was insane. Just the amount of damage that deck was throwing my way. The fact that they saw all of the quick strike successions that they needed, the Tempestuous Kiss that they needed at the right time. Like, the Tempestuous Kiss on any of those previous turns would have probably given me the game, because I could have just been like, okay, I'm taking an off turn. I can come back from this. But the fact that it was there when I would have needed at least 1 card to AB or something of that ilk, crazy. So I lose my winning in, which is sad. However, I will say this. I like the calling more than I like the Pro Tour, and maybe it's just because I like Classic Constructed way more than I like Draft. But at the end of the day, I had the best time I could have had at the event. I really was hoping I could make it to day 2 so that I could say that I had a 100% day 2 rate in callings, but now I can only say that I have a 50% win rate, a 50% day 2 rate in callings. However, I also have a 50% top 8 rate in calling, so I'm telling you, if you're coming to Atlanta, watch out, because that's the next calling I'm going to. I'm not traveling to any of the other ones. At least not at the moment. So let's go to Sunday. Well, what happened Sunday? Look at that in the upper right-hand corner. Why did Twitch just go down for a second? I think maybe my room's getting a little hot. It says I'm good over here. I don't know what's going on Twitch. Let me try refreshing the page. Am I still good? Are we still live on Twitch? Yeah, we look live on Twitch. Okay, so I'm sitting down and I'm like trying to decide what I want to do. I could play the Silver Age Showdown, but honestly, my Silver Age decks aren't ready, and no one had the cards I was looking for my Silver Age decks either. So I just said, okay, I'm going to go do the double tickets Olympia promo event, the CC one. So I do that. I win my first game, which was against Kenji, which was great. I played against Kevin Murphy, the Mario Mirror. Lost that because that's the game that I had the shred in the arsenal for. And then I saw an Acilio. I put my head down in my hands. I looked at my Acilio opponents after I lost to them. And I said, I'm not playing Flesh and Blood anymore for the day. And so I left. I left the venue. I was feeling. I will admit, I normally don't get tilted in card games. In video games, yes, without a doubt. But like Dark Souls, I'll get incredibly tilted. But in card games, no. I started feeling myself get a little tilted after 6 Acilios. Kind of a feels bad moment. I thought I was still being relatively nice to my opponents, and if I didn't, and you are here, feel free to ask for an apology, and I will apologize to you because I know I was in a very specific mood. So I just said I concede when I got super low on life, and I just said I'm done playing Flesh and Blood for the day. Still stuck around in the casino floor in the gambling hall. Went out, to go watch some of the World Cup finals in the sports book. Ended up playing Pai Gow for. Did I show Pai Gow yesterday? Because it should have been. Yeah. Ended up learning how to play Pai Gow the day before. Ended up playing Pai Gow this day for the entirety of the soccer match. Went up, which is great. You're not supposed to do that in Vegas, but I did in fact go up. Got some really good food. I believe that Sunday we also ate. We went back to Fremont on Sunday and ate some actually really good Mediterranean food. I got a shawarma. And had some food during lunch from the sports book and just had a good time. Spent the rest of the day with friends, drank a lot, hung out on the casino floor a lot. A bunch of my friends started heading out that night because they had early flights home. But I did not. I got to stay one more day in Vegas. And honestly, what is it in Vegas if you don't get to go see the sights? So if you don't know, there is a thing called Meowstick that I have pseudo heard about before the Vegas trip. Meowstick is kind of like they set up these almost, or I'm going to call it an art installation because that's quite honestly what it was. It was super cool. So we went to this place called Omega Mart on Sunday. Biz and Gage, I know that both of you went. I would love to swap notes and see how far you guys got. We did the entire thing, got all the way to the end. So we ended up going to Omega Mart, spending me and my wife, spending a few multiple hours there. Ended up getting old fashioned from a bottle. And by that, I mean, this is an old fashioned, like the alcoholic drink in old fashioned. It came in this really cool spray can. Not the entire thing. I'm pretty sure that was just blue curacao. So that was super funny. And then they also had all these really funny, like, I would say almost tongue-in-cheek merch. Like, this is a 404 cleaner for defragmenting your computer. This is a giant robot that they had laying around outside. And then I went back to the hotel and played some Pai Gow. I did not have a good time this day. Lost some of my winnings. Literally lost way too fast for how long it's supposed to take you to lose in Pai Gow. Said, I'm done playing poker. I had enough fun. Stopped playing poker right there. Walked out and did not touch a table again. Tuesday, I flew home. This should be Tuesday, Wednesday. I flew home, super tired, long flight, got some food, got some drinks. No, I didn't get drinks. I didn't drink for Tuesday. I literally just went to bed, got some water. And then Wednesday, I worked, edited, and then made the entire trailer analysis for You Surf the Shadow Throne in, I think, under 3 hours, which was insane. Also recorded, of course. I was so tired last night, but I had to get it out because I wanted it out because I'm about to go on a vacation where I won't be able to do any audio editing, video editing, recording, or anything of that like for the foreseeable future until at least the 5th of next month. So yeah, what now? We need to talk about the inevitable. Mario is going to die, and Jacobs Clements is the one who's going to put the final nail in the coffin, most likely. Mario is currently sitting around 870 LL points. Mario is at a 1x multiplier. Mario needs to win, I think, 2 callings to die. 3 callings, possibly. Do I think Mario will be alive for Atlanta Battle Hardened? I do not. I think Mario... when is Worlds? Does anyone know when Fab Worlds is? November 5th through 8th. And yeah, so I don't think... Let's see. We've got Edinburgh. Mario is going to win that. We got Hamburg. Mario is going to win that. Kansas City. My money's on Mario. Yeah, so with how long it is until Atlanta, I do not have high hopes that Mario will be alive for Atlanta. Do I wish it was true that he would be? They would be? Yes. I don't think so. So on the off chance that Mario does LL, and I think we'll have a really, really good idea of when Mario will LL by, let's see. Honestly, if he top 8's July, and then if he wins Edinburgh, I think we just assume that he's LLing within these 3 events. But if he doesn't, I think if by August 20th he hasn't LL'd, I think we can safe to assume that he'll be alive for Atlanta, and I can focus on building the deck for the Atlanta meta. But if Mario does LL, we need to consider what decks we have. I think if Mario LLs, we have a few options. I have a semi-built Osilio 2 deck that I've been having some practice with and trying out. But at this point, Osilio has just such a bad taste in my mouth right now. It's really hard to say that's the deck I want to play. Hey, Rob. All is well. All is well. I'm just dealing with the inevitable death of my favorite hero of all time. So trying to decide what I will do once Mario does die. So because of the bad taste with Osilio, I think one of the things I'm considering is going to be Malice, honestly. Now, obviously, if we go to Fabre and we go to the spoilers for Usurp the Shadow Throne, we have almost 0 cards for Malice. We have the generic Shadows, which I don't think she's going to play much of. And then we have, like, I think just... We have 1 ally, 2 ally, but I think this is like the... Is this what the back side of it is? No, because this is actually a basic card, common. Yeah. So I think we really only have like 3 cards for Malice, so we have no idea. Yeah, it does. We have no idea how she's gonna play. But I am, yeah, man, me too. I am so excited for this deck. I am going to try and get as much as I can. I would say I want to blink it out, but have you seen the cost of a Dead Threads currently? It is high. However, she also, I mean, I think Dead Threads will work because you put an ally in the graveyard, tap, pay 1 with Dead Threads, activate her ability, play the ally out from the graveyard. But we have almost no cards to actually see what's going on. Also, I do think I have a Rainbow Foil Dead Thread somewhere in this room. It's probably in the bulk with my gravy stuff, so we'll see. Viserai would be the second option. Obviously, Levia is an interesting choice. I think Levia is going to be very, very strong. I think we're going to see a lot of Levia. So if I'm going to be... I like the new errata, by the way. If you didn't see the new errata for Levia, it's essentially says... in the past, it says it would turn off Blood Debt until end of turn. But this just says you don't lose life to Blood Debt, which is, I think, the better wording. Because it kind of focuses the design scope as well. By the way, we are at 498 subscribers. I would love to see if we could hit 500 before the end of the stream. I would love that. If you all want to do me a favor and see if you are liked or subscribed on YouTube, if you are on Twitch and you are not liked and subscribed on YouTube, why don't you come on over? Why don't you come on over? You don't even have to follow me on Twitch. That's not what I'm going for today. Viserai looks hella fun. I love that we're getting a flip hero. It's also really funny because I feel like for you to be able to flip, for me who would want to play, if I wanted to play a flip hero, I would literally want to have 2 marvels and then just like flip them back and forth, like swap them out, just be super extra. I will say this though, that's going to be easy because what it looks like is the backside of both the adult and the young hero are the same. So I'm wondering if for the Marvel young hero, you will get the backside also marveled out, unless they do shenanigans and they make something because they make it weird somehow. I could see them doing that. What else? Bulgor being like Scurv is hilarious, and I love that, and it makes so much sense. So here's the other thing is I want to see what the card art looks for in this set, because okay, here's the example that I was talking about where Viserai is not in the middle. He's just kind of thank you for whoever subscribed. We are at 1 subscriber to 500. You are all amazing. So you can see where they literally airbrushed Viserai out. Or I guess not airbrush. They must have had, obviously not airbrush, but like physically drew him out of the photo. And then it makes so much sense for him to just be standing there. What else did I want to say about the new set and the new cards? Shadow Realm Reaper, we get Urser. Urser's back, baby. Let's go. Urser is... Okay, let's talk about this. This is something I'm sure everyone wants to know. What are the Ember they are all going to be using? Well, Leviah, we know, is still going to have Blasmafet. Viserai, if you listen to the lore article, or the lore video, will be controlling Urser. However, and you ready for this? I'm stating this here for the first time. Viserai will also be able to somehow make a Blasmafet token. What? How? Why? Well, do you see what keyword is missing on this token? Do you all see this? It is missing something very specific. It doesn't say brute. So, I want to check something real fast. Okay, so they all have Shadow Token Demon Ally. Okay, so never mind. I thought I was onto something. Gas. I still might be. You never know. I think Viserai becoming the Usurper is going to have access to... Hey, we hit 500! Woo! 500 subscribies! Hold on, do I have an emoji for that? I do not. Well, that's the closest thing. Thank you all very much for subscribing. I can't believe we hit 500 during this stream. That is amazing. I appreciate each and every single one of you. That means the world to me. In fact, it means so much to me. I did promise I was going to get something. So give me 2 seconds to myself, and I'll be right back. All right. Torch, thanks for the follow. All right. So we have hit 500. And last time that I did one of these reviews, we drank from the Blanton's bottle. I said that this was going to be for big events, such as hitting 500 was one of the milestones I set. The other one was winning a Pro Tour invite, which I did. And unfortunately, I did not win any major events at the Pro Tour this year, so I needed a new reason to get this out. So I appreciate each one of you. I'm going to pour myself a glass of this, and I'm going to dedicate this glass to every one of the 500 people who have followed my channel for lore, and the 42 people over on Twitch who follow me for lore. You are all amazing human beings. And I hope that I can keep having great fun creating content that each and every single one of you will enjoy for many years to come. I mean, it did take me almost 3 years to hit this point, so that's... Oh my gosh, you are all amazing. I can't believe that happened. I should have added fanfare, but like I said, I wanted to do so many things for the stream. I wanted to have all these little things all over the place. I wanted to have, yay, confetti for Aggro Blaze, which would have been amazing. But alas, I did not have time because I am a super busy person right now. But thank you all once again from the bottom of my heart for everything. So let's go back, and it is an amazing milestone. Voldemort. That dude, Voldemort. First of all, Thank you very much for the kind words. Second of all, baller name. That is phenomenal. I love that. Okay, so I thought that because Viserai is the usurper, and I need to get a higher quality version of this card. Can we hold on? That is of, and then I think that's T. Yeah, so that still says of the old ones. That is the same art. What am I talking about? That's the same art I translated earlier today, yesterday. But does that mean that this is also of the old ones? It's not. That's not of the old ones. Okay, I'm gonna need full art versions of that card. So what was I saying? Yeah, so my initial thought was because he is the usurper, which does make him like a king, it would mean that he would be able to control all of the old ones. So think like, not the old ones. Obviously, they're not the old ones. The old ones are different. All of the Embra. Think of like he would be able to at one point, like an ally Runeblade, which would be dope. Kind of busted, but dope. The other thing that's interesting, and I'm sure we've all seen this, is that the new Blasmafet doesn't have an attack keyword. I'm really intrigued by how you're going to be able to swing this, but because it looks like you're going to be able to create this relatively easily, and that's going to be part of the game plan, I wonder if Levi is going to get like a weapon that says swing ally weapon. That's really cool. So I love the rune chants. I love the rune chants. They are beautiful, and yes, you can translate these as well. I'm going to literally just have a channel that is. I'm gonna need to make a channel on the Discord, which you can join, mind you, if you just go exclamation mark Discord in the channel, Twitch or YouTube, and it will give you a direct link to the Discord. I think it should still work. I'll check it later. So yeah, so that is my entire Vegas trip all planned out. So what's next for me? Well, like I said, if by the end of August, Mario has not LL'd and is still sitting around the under 900, well, really under 950 range, I think I'm going to assume that unless Kansas City changes things, they will be alive for Atlanta, which will be my next big event. I am going to the Atlanta Calling. I know it's quite the trip for me. It's like a whole 30-minute drive every day. It is going to be awful. I'm going to be there. It's going to be fantastic. Hopefully I'll have something to give out to those who are subscribers, followers, or Twitch subscribers. We shall see. So if you find me and come up to me, I'll be able to hand you something. Something really, really neat and really cool. If you're in the Discord, you probably already know what it is. What else? Yeah, other than that, I think I'm going to play one game of Flesh and Blood. You know, I think we're going to just go ahead. We're going to get one game in. Why not? You know, we're going to swap back over to the OG, so that way we have everything set up here. Do I have it? Hold on, can I? Yep, I do. So we're just gonna put this back over here. Sorry, I know like half of this stream I feel like has been me setting things up. Like that's what this is. The stream is just me setting stuff up. I like that number. 500 is a nice crisp number. All right, let's play some Talishar. Competitive, classic, constructed. I should probably be playing like some future classic constructed, but we'll see. Against Betsy, we'll want to go first. Oh gosh, it's the Betsy deck. We're gonna bring the Jarl kit for this. Betsy, swing big hammer, everything go big, Good. This is totally fine. Oh my gosh. You have Boots of Amos Ward, so we'll do Hunter's Clave, pitching, under the trapdoor, they'll block, we'll flick, we're Arsenal, and then we will declare, here we go, let's see if they want to take that back. They did not. That changes things. So I guess we just keep the Reaper's Call to... Wow, that changes... Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh! Okay. Yeah, you can have your gold. You can wager this. Oh, that's interesting, because I'm about to high roll the heck out of this into a leave no witnesses, it says. So I think we just go take the 7. Yeah, have your gold. Go ahead and pummel it. Oh, wait! Oh my gosh, I never noticed that. I never noticed that the log has the key. Wait, how does he know? Wow. Playing around the leave no witnesses. That's something I would have not expected. I think I'm still... Orb Weaver Spinneret. We can discard leave no witnesses here. That's fine because it gets it in the graveyard. Savor Bloodshed into Kiss of Death. And then we are going to give the Kiss of Death +3 and go again for free with the Graphene Callisto following up, unless the card I draw is absolute keep that banger. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for making my year by literally giving me 500 subscribers. I never thought that means the world to me, y'all. You are all very amazing. And thank you for being here, for all of you who have been here for a long time with me on this awesome and weird journey that we've had. Fate Foreseen. Second D-React. We hit! Boots of Amos Ward. Okay. That's going to prevent 1 damage, meaning that they will still take 1. Then we can go Ability of Reaper's Call into Mark of the Black Widow. Well, the issue is they're going to have... Send Hunter's Clave? Just for the damage? Oh yeah, I guess they won't remain marked, huh? Because of the boots. And then, okay, that's fine. We're getting a little bit of damage in. Okay, so I forgot that, I don't know, I thought that the boots ate the... Okay, never mind. I lost the flick there. I was so distracted. I needed to flick when I hit the Hunter's Clave. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so then 6 wager. We can do 6 into dagger, scar tissue, if necessary. Cool. I'll take that gold, please. Okay. So clearly it's just I have no idea what the heck I'm playing against right now. Okay, so we're just going to start by daggering you. For 1, you're going to shelter from the storm. We're going to pump it up to get that free mark. Submit the order. Use Tunic Tick. Draw a card. Send Mark the Black Widow for 4. They will block 3, which this is still full blocking. I'm going to say that's A-okay by me. Go ahead and full block that. I will take the arsenal, banish a card with Trapdoor, which is fantastic. What a great roll. Oh my gosh. Inertia Trap goes right to the discard pile. And we have some thoughts. I think it's probably going to be... That's a big numbie. 6, 9. So I'm currently blocking 9. 9 on 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's no way I can full block the amount. So we are going to choose Tarantula for that damage. go ahead and we will put the inertia trap, and now we can send big numbers. Start with a Kiss of Death for 3, which is going to become 3 go again. That's totally fine. So then we'll do Stains of the Redback. And then if we activate that, that's not as much value. We can keep this for a future turn. We can also now just send Calicera for free. So, I mean, for free, I just mean we'll be able to send it and not have to worry about the go again falling off because of the mark ability. They are going to activate Shelter from the Storm, which is the total right choice here. Wow, they have the nuts. I guess I could activate Tarantula by discarding this. Actually, we're not going to activate Tarantula here. We're just going to go ahead and send that back. Because if we activate Tarantula here, it's technically the same amount of value, but it assures that the mark sticks. And then we'll just go ahead and pitch that as well. Yeah, I didn't deal as much damage as I wanted with Tarantula. That is very, very sad. They have Tunic, so they'll be able to log me. 6. I can go bad block. Well, I'm going to be breaking them down a little bit. I think we go to 18 here. They can have gold at this point. They don't seem to be activating the Chapeau. So we will do... Let's see what's in your hand real fast. Okay, Sigil Soulless. Cool. Orb Weaver, Spinneret, Kiss of Death for 11. Go ahead and give it +3. So they will take big numbers, and we will go ahead and just pass. They are going to send it for big number, discard 2 cards on hit, dominate, and gain 3 life. Unless they decide not to do that, which is totally feasible. Oh yeah, they can always just filter and search. Tear Asunder. Good time Chapeau. Wager this when this wager a might vigor. So this is... Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll collect that wager. Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and cut from the same cloth, showing me their hand. Go ahead and activate Tunic to send the... well, I could also hunt for something better, but I think the right thing is to send the Clave for 6. Yeah, we're going to see Betsy across the entire field now. It's just going to be everywhere. Assure the Mark. They get the Fate. They have 1 card. Their Tunic's down. I'm keeping this for the kill turn, most likely. We just close Combat Chain and pass it back. Okay. Okay. Log Swing. They want that gold. I think we give up Tunic here. We give up... We give up 6. We collect our gold for free. Keep them off the gold and try and mark them. Cut from the same cloth. What's in your hand? We see Fiddler. We see Sink. Okay. Come in for a measly 5 on hit mark. Here we get the Fiddler and the Sink. They will gain 3. They'll be able to send the... They've got the Slap Happy, which is frustrating. But they'll be able to send log for 6. We have inertia trapped. So we do... Okay, I'm going to let you win this wager, it seems. I don't have a... Well, I could block 6, which is a feels bad moment, but I could also just keep this hand and then go dagger. Well, you have a slap happy, which is going to be the bane of my existence right here. That slap happy is frustrating. I think we give up 6, send dagger to try and mark, and then keep... They're at 50, I'm at 32. Giving up 6 is a feels bad moment. I could give up 5, but then they're on gold. Let me just say, thinking, please bear with me. This hand is way strong, though. Take 6, savor bloodshed. Take 6, send this, attack with scar tissue to assure the mark, and then when they finally block, T-tox them until it hits. I think that's the right move. Yeah, get your gold. We'll do... I don't want to have to savor bloodshed here just to assure the damage hits or assure that I get a block. But this is going to be 4 on hit mark, and then I think that's probably the best move. Let's see what they do. We are getting 2 cards from hand. This actually might have been the perfect time for this. It's both Fiddler's Greens, so we'll just go ahead and do a Savor Bloodshed to assure the mark, and then pass back reactions. Slap Happy to prevent 2, and I will do 1 T-tox both, shredding 1 Fiddler's Green to assure the hit. Pass back reactions. They will sink below, which will then I will then T-tox both on that sink to assure the hit. And they will take 6. They will get marked. We got there! Okay. Okay, we are looking at a pile driver for 6. They will wager, so I mean this is just block 6. Break gold. Yeah. I think we're going to be drawing quite a few cards this turn, especially if I block 6 and go up to 3 gold. Alright, start with the Savor Bloodshed. Pain in the backside. Let's see if I can't use some of this gold here. Reactions to you, my friend. Slap Happy will prevent the next 2 damage that is dealt. Create a Vigor token if damage is prevented this way. Then we are going to come in for a measly 1 on hit, retain the mark. Good Time Chapeau comes, so then we flick the Chelicera, see if they have another wave effect. They do not. And we get the pain in the backside, which is always lovely. And then we come in for a pain in the backside for 3 on hit 4. Mark. Could have probably presented that better, but we are getting their full hand. And they won't be marked, but that's fine because I will be returning. And they are now marked. So then let's just go ahead. Cancel that. Savor Bloodshed. There we go. There it is. Pass reactions. So they are going to block a total of 6. We are going, let's see, if I do, this will be free mark. I will not have enough to filter the gold, so we will go, they would need to have the D-react, and then they would have the tunic to swing log. which would be that I need the 6. Let's try it this way to see if I can assure the mark hits. And then let's go this way. And then 3 damage coming over. Awesome. We got the mark and the draw. So then that means that this is coming in for 4, but that also means that it's probably going to miss, but 4 is enough to at least knock them down to 11, which gives me the life. Block 6, and if I keep a blue, I can start filtering with gold. Banish card from Arsenal. It always is on Talishar, isn't it? Alright, what have I got this hand? We can do hunting for what we need. Block 6, take the gold. Alright, we'll take that. Let's hope we get something good off the top. Well, I think honestly, it's just Hunter's Clave, Arsenal, the T-Tox. We know that there is one more Orb Weaver Spinneret in the deck. So that's kind of what I'm hunting for right now. Their turn is probably just going to be either completely rickety wreck me, or it's bad. That's fine. We're taking the risk that their turn is not good. There it is. Okay, so they break their 1 gold, draw a card, so that means they're filtering. What are they hoping for? Activate log, send 6. We are actually going to just say send 7. We'll take the 7. How many wave effects have they seen? 2 Slap Happies, 3 Shelter from the Storms. We'll do Orb Weaver, Spinneret. Then I think we haven't blocked with any of... Well, we blocked with 1. If I hit this and I hit a blue off the top, I think I'm happy. I hit a red off the top. That's hilarious. I'm about to flick that, and that's a dumb move because I think I'm out of retrieves. Wait, where? I haven't seen a single one. Were they? They were all clumped together? What the heck? Well, at least that's going to make things super easy on my end. Give me some blocks. Wave effect. We are going to do... So you are going to prevent the 1. That's fine. We are going to do T-Tox both on Command and Conquer. And then to the point. That'll just be... It won't be as much value as I was hoping for because I was trying to kind of get you to die here. So that's going to be not enough to kill, because you will prevent the flick resolution. And then you are at 14. This is 9. You are blocking 1. I need 12. I think I keep this for an attempted kill later. Get you down to 8. That is going to be frustrating. There it is. We've got the Den of the Spider. So they break the gold, draw the card, send the big old. Are you activating Betsy hero ability? Please do. You do not. So then in that regard, we will then say, hey, big sad. Okay, defense step. Activate Den of the Spider. It's not online, which is sad. I will let you create your gold. Up, sticks and run. paying the retrieve cost, pitching with an unmake the underlings to come in for Hunter's Clave. Can I try and get a blue off the top of the deck? It's another up sticks and run, so up sticks and run. That's totally fine. Come in with a Hunter's Clave for a big number, 9. Give me a bunch of blocks to prevent it from hitting. I'm going to give it +3 to assure the mark. There we go. And then who do I become? Someone good, please. Okay, that's not what I want to game, and you know that. Block 5, go down to 1, start filtering. This is at least 3 draws. Pummel. You can't pummel a log, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot pummel a log. This is 2 draws and a dagger swing is what I mean. Start with a pain in the backside. Block with a fearless confrontation. That's totally fine and valid. We got the Reaper's Call for the plus. So I think what we'll do is present the Graphene Calycera, underblock, activate Arachne Funnel Web, kill, overblock. Well, we can just send... They're the same number, but this is the only one that gets the stealth effect. Go ahead, D-react here. Yep. Cool. Return to the Brood, and they will kill me here with the log for 7. Oh, that's funny. Block 3. Pass reactions back. Pummel. They can't pummel a log. Log. Oh, no. Oh. Damn. Good game. Okay. Things you don't know. What was that? Sigil of Solace for that 3 life. What else? What do I have left? So it would have been Codex of Frailty. Leave no witnesses after 3 damage. They would have healed. Codex of Frailty into Codex of Inertia. Yeah, that was definitely my game. I could not have won from that position. All right. Well, that was a fun night of games. I want to thank once again each and every single one of you who was here tonight. I appreciate everyone helping me hit that 500 subscriber count. We are fantastic. Like I said in the end of the page by page, which you haven't seen, go check it out. It was a lot of fun to make. I will be out of state and away from my home office for the next month. So do not expect any new lore content for a little bit. Once I get back, I will do my best to make sure I get back on the near weekly cadence that I was on not too long ago. So even though you won't hear from me, I'll be posting on other social media. I'll be talking in Discord. So if you haven't yet joined that, it's really cool. And yeah, I want you all to take care. I will see you all in August. Take care of yourself. Take care of those you love. And I'll catch you next time.